would like to invite the next speaker. So this is Maleas from the Center for Research and Technology of Greece to deliver your presentation. So the floor is yours. We can see your presentation.
Now you can hear me also.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Hi all. Nice to be there. I'm Zis Maleas. I'm from Hellenic Institute of Transport from CERT. And I'll give you a brief presentation on microhub in historic city center, the challenges and the opportunities. Let me record also myself to be sure that I will not be out of time. As an intro, it's good. It will be good to give you some specifications, some definitions about the microhubs, because it's not clear what can be considered as a microhub. You know, it can apply in different concepts involved in urban logistics. But there are three major elements that need to have in mind when we speak about microhubs. The first one is the location. So, when we spoke about microhubs, they are typically located in easily accessible areas. Their purpose is for urban logistics, and they should be functional. They should be in areas when the accessibility from vehicles, from means of transport, from people are easy. And their ultimate purpose is to increase the proximity to the final delivered destination. So, at some sense, suitable areas is like office complexes or transit centers like metro or bus station or multimodal centers, etc. Residential areas to be near to home in order to shift from home delivery to local delivery, for instance, etc. The second critical element is the size. They should be small. It should be something like a small replica of the traditional logistic and supply chain building blocks, like warehouses or distribution centers. So we're building something like a small warehouse, a small consolidation and sorting center, or a small fulfillment center for the last mile, which is called also as a locker. And the size matters because the smaller they are, and are more easier to integrate them into urban environments. The third element is the functionality. So there is no clear definition. Like they can serve multiple functions. They can be for the actual last mile. It can be like a parcel locker that serves the last mile. It can be a consolidation center that also performs a small typical sorting in urban environment to allocate the parcels in cargo bikes, in micromobility means, or to electric vans, etc. It can be a locker for reverse logistics, just to put up some some parcels for the reverse operation when we need to change something that we received, etc. So the functionality also matters to be easy to apply in various use cases. In brief, I'll say the challenges. Also, the previous presenter said a lot of the challenges that we have, but on a business perspective, like businesses, if any of the last mile or operate in a city need to find space, it's not easy every time. Like there's not enough space if all of them need to install their own consolidation centers, their own lockers, their own infrastructure. Integration and collaborate. So, at some sense, they need to collaborate. But this comes another challenge, like integration and collaborations with ecosystems like with public authorities, with e-commerce shops, with 3PLs or with other last milers is also a huge challenge for them. And normally they're difficult to see benefits sometimes. Of course, technology adoption, because they need to integrate and comply with some technologies, data regulations, etc., is another challenge. And of course, investment cost, because we ask sometimes to acquire some new and to achieve some new operational capability, like purchasing new fleets with specifications required from the overall system. The challenges regarding the user is, as we said before, like the e-commerce continuously increasing. The user experience and technology adoption, like they need to adopt some technologies that they are not familiar so far. At the same time, they have problems with their flexibility and their responsiveness, like they need to have the parcel at their home at an exact time. Accessibility and convenience also, when we ask for them to go somewhere and pick up something like a parcel, this place should be accessible and convenient for them. We should give them such incentives also. And of course, they care a lot, as time progresses, also they care a lot about sustainability and environment. And also the challenges for cities, named also before, is like noise and air pollution. Cities need to reduce noise and air pollution. They get over congested more and more, and this trend will go on future. Cities have indeed some empty and unused buildings and some places like parks or parkings that can be used as micro consolidation centers or as micro fulfillment centers, etc. They need to enable customers to participate in this last mile process to make it more sustainable and more eco-friendly. They have a lot of issues with traffic congestions, with double parking, with road bottlenecks, etc. And of course, they need a plan to adopt zoning and land use regulation, like to make the city center zero emission, to close the city center and make it zero emission. You need also to have a plan on how you will manage the logistics when these measures will arrive. So these are some challenges in brief that cities have. And I choose to give you some illustrative examples on which are the opportunities. Like this is a normal, if we imagine the circle as a city, and given that we have two companies starting from the blue depots, the one is the green one and the other one is the red one. What happens so far is like each company goes from door to door and delivers the parcels, or what happened until now, it's like each company goes door to door, create their own routes blindly without knowing the demand from other partners, and serving the demand door to door, solving some vehicle routing problems, etc. But at any case, they do it separately. How this changes, like normally those companies running a lot of empty kilometers, which means like maybe a vehicle starts with 0.5% of its capacity. So this means that if we had an urban consolidation center that can collect with one route from each company all these parcels and then deliver this with one route, with one vehicle, this is an example of how we can reduce a significant thing in urban logistics: the number of vehicles entering city center, the number of vehicles, the absolute number of vehicles. Given that we have so many operations regarding urban logistics, this will significantly impact the traffic. Another option is just to make better spatial allocation of the orders if we consolidate in an urban consolidation center, just to split into neighbors the deliveries and create a district optimal, let's say, vehicle allocation, like to fewer vehicles even in a smaller district. The other idea is to insert also lockers, but the problem here is that some companies, like the one in the circle here, cannot, it don't have a locker close to its customer's home. But if those lockers are also shared and are also capable to be accessed from any company, this solution also changes. And this locker indeed can be served by an alliance network. So shifting lockers to alliance can also unlock a lot of power on utilizing urban space. And I think the most important thing to keep in mind is like those four important system parameters. I choose to show you how we should think this as a system and which are the critical streams that we should work on in order to improve the performance. The first critical element is the pickup rate or speed. Like it's the time for a customer to pick up a parcel. Like given that we put a parcel into a locker, a critical aspect is how much time it takes for a customer, how we engage the customer to go to the locker as fast as possible in order to have this locker empty and ready to put another parcel and utilize it many times in a day. The second factor is the the parcel placement per courier arrival, because sometimes we install a locker into a city center, and the delivery person goes to a locker and puts like one or two or three parcels at each visit. So this don't have a lot of difference compared to home delivery. What we want more is to put like 10 or 15 parcels per visit, like to maximize the number of parcels we put in a locker per visit. That's what creates a real impact. The other category is like vehicles per day operating the network. This is a simple but important KPI. Like we need to reduce the absolute number of vehicles entering the network and loading the road network. And of course, the micro hubs per kilometer square, like we cannot make so many, we cannot install so many micro hubs or lockers and consolidation centers at a given space, as we over complexify the operation, and we're not gaining so much related to home delivery. So if you can imagine that we need to have one locker per, I don't know, 100 citizens, maybe that's not an optimal solution. Because of course we increase so much the accessibility, but the solution, the optimization regarding routing and kilometers spent in a city are not performing so well. So if you see the pickup rate, imagine that we need to decrease the pickup rate. That's a goal. We need to utilize a locker as many times a day we can, as many times a day as we can. Given that if a single last mile provider operates those lockers by itself without sharing infrastructure, without sharing some lockers and some space in the lockers, it can achieve a specific pickup rate. Uh, but i- but if this operation turns into a shared one, if it turns into a shared alliance network, the pickup rate can drop a lot, as it can make more time accurate deliveries, and as also the walking distance decreases. So here are some aspects on how we can decrease the pickup rate, and we should consider indeed we should consider these things when we're designing solutions, when we actually need to decide where to put and how to regulate those networks. What that means having 100 or 200 or 300 lockers in a specific area. The other aspect is the parcel placement per courier arrival. And of course, if we have a single LSP operating separately from the others, maybe it ends up putting one, two, or five parcels per visit into a locker. But that does not make a huge impact. But if five or six last mile providers cooperate with each other and consolidate their parcels before final destination, and then put in a single visit into a single logger 15 or 20 parcels at once, this will have a significant impact. But we have also another important trend, which means like, okay, making the network alliance to be shared from multiple ISPs. Indeed, it increases the parcel placement, but if we start increasing a lot the lockers, maybe then this ratio drops, because having more lockers than we needed, we start then again approximating the home delivery process. So there are complex dynamics that we need to keep in mind when we're designing such solutions. And the last one, of course, is the vehicles. When there are some natural outcomes there, like when the share of total demand is under a consolidation schema, then the number of vehicles needed to serve the total orders decreases. per order, let's say. And the other ones, like as the number of locker increases, due to we have a shared network with multiple partners, then the number of vehicles start decreasing until the point that we have more lockers than we needed, and then again we need more vehicles to operate the network. So there's a system full of trade-offs here that we need to consider when we design. This is also an example from Thessaloniki. This is some approximate numbers and early drop of results, but we will have more as the Urbane project progresses. In the city center, we have around 8.5 thousand parcels per day. I keep the time. I'll close soon in 1-2 minutes. We have like 6 to 8 comments performed last mile in a population of 320,000 inhabitants on 19.3 square kilometers. In Kyiv, we installed 120 lockers with 32 units each locker. We can have up to 45% of demand served by locker, assuming that the locker stays no more than 1 day into a locker, the parcel stays no more than 1 day into a locker, and there is a central brain, the central coordination brain that can manage and consolidate all companies together. And I think my time is past, so I'll give you some conclusions in brief about this. Designing micro hubs involves complex dynamics and trade-offs among various system parameters. So it requires to have strong mathematical formulation analysis to support all this decision making. Consolidation, cooperation, and sharing of resources is critical. It's critical to amplify the impact on all sustainability levels, on both environmental, economic, and social levels. So this is key. Smart infrastructure utilization of used public and private space is also vital. We have a lot of a lot of public space, but not so much to be greedy. Understanding the behavior and involving final customer on operation also is mandatory to get. We need to motivate also final customer, and of course, visibility, trustworthiness, data sharing under common data formats is a key factor also that can enable and accelerate innovations at this field. That was pretty much from me. I hope I'm on time.
Thank you very much. This is for your presentation and detail about more from a research and academic point of view, micro hubs, parameters, indicators to be used.